The Shurangama Mantra, Volume 6, Chapter 3, Sutra. Ananda, this cluster of light atop the crown of the Buddha's head, the sacred gather, Siddhantua Buddhala, with its subtle, wonderful divisions and phrases, gives birth to all the Buddhas of the 10 directions. Because the first commands of the 10 directions use this mantra heart, they realize unsurpassed, proper, and all-pervading knowledge and enlightenment. Commentary. Ananda, this cluster of light atop the crown of the Buddha's head, the sacred gather, Siddhantua Buddhala, is again the great white canopy which can cover over the entire system of the 3,000 great thousand worlds to protect all the living beings in it. Gatha is a Sanskrit term which means repetitive verses. The mantra is secret, and since some of its lines are repeated, it is referred to as the secret gatha. These divisions and phrases which comprise the mantra are extremely rare and miraculous. This mantra, with its subtle, wonderful divisions and phrases, gives birth to all the Buddhas of the 10 divisions. Therefore, the Shurangama mantra can be called the mother of Buddhas. Because the first commands of the 10 directions use this mantra heart, they realize unsurpassed, proper, and all-pervading knowledge and enlightenment. It is by means of the Shurangama mantra that the Buddhas realize proper and all-pervading awareness. Proper knowledge means they know that the mind gives rise to the myriad dharmas. All-pervading knowledge means that they know that the myriad dharmas come only from the mind. Sutra. Because the first commands of the 10 directions take up its mantra heart, they subdue all demons and control all adherents of outside ways. Commentary. The mantra heart, the Shurangama mantra, was spoken by a transformation body Buddha seated upon a jeweled lotus amidst 1,000 rays of light at the crown of the Buddha Shakyamuni's head. Because the first commands of the 10 directions take up this mantra heart, they subdue all demons and control all adherents of outside ways. It is the heart of mantras, and it is a mantra heart of the Buddhas. Therefore, what the heavenly demons and adherents of outside ways fear most is the Shurangama mantra. Because the first commands of the 10 directions avail themselves of this mantra heart, they sit upon jeweled lotus flowers and respond throughout countries as numerous as motes of dust. Commentary. Because the first commands of the 10 directions avail themselves of this mantra heart, they borrow the mantra as it were, they ascend the mantra heart, they sit upon jeweled lotus flowers, huge blossoms, and respond throughout countries as numerous as motes of dust. Their response bodies are able to go through lands as numerous as fine motes of dust, due to the power of the Shurangama mantra heart. Sutra. Because the first commands of the 10 directions embody this mantra heart, they turn the great Dharma wheel in lands as numerous as fine motes of dust. Commentary. When the first commands of the 10 directions turn the great Dharma wheel in lands as numerous as fine motes of dust, they also base themselves on this mantra. They embody this mantra heart. Sutra. Because the first commands of the 10 directions hold this mantra heart, they are able to go through the 10 directions to rub beings on the crowns of their heads and bestow predictions upon them. Also, anyone in the 10 directions who has not yet realized the fruition can receive the Buddha's prediction. Commentary. Because the first commands of the 10 directions hold this mantra heart, they receive and uphold this mantra heart, and so they are able to go through the 10 directions to rub beings on the crowns of their heads and bestow predictions upon them. They bestow predictions of Buddhahood on other living beings. Also, anyone in the 10 directions who has not yet realized the fruition can receive a Buddha's prediction. If you have not realized the fruition, the Buddhas may still rub the crown of your head and bestow a prediction on you. Sutra, because the commands of the 10 directions are based in this mantra heart, they can go throughout the 10 directions to rescue beings from such sufferings as being in the house, being hungry ghosts, being animals, or being blind, deaf, or mute, as well as from the suffering of being together with those one hates, from the suffering of being apart from those one loves, from the suffering of not obtaining what one seeks, and from the raging blaze of the five skandhas. They liberate beings from both large and small accidents. In response to their recitation, difficulty with thieves, difficulty with armies, difficulty with the law, difficulty with imprisonment, difficulty with wind, fire, and water, and difficulty with hunger, thirst, and impoverishment are all eradicated. Commentary. Because of those commands of the 10 directions are based in this mantra heart, they can go throughout the 10 directions to rescue beings from such sufferings as the 8 sufferings: birth, old age, sickness, death, being apart from those one loves, being together with those one hates, being unable to obtain what one seeks, the raging blaze of the five skandhas. There are also 8 difficulties: the difficulty of the house, the difficulty of hungry ghosts, the difficulty of animals, the difficulty of being blind, deaf, or mute, the difficulty of being in Uttarakuru, the difficulty of being born at a time when there is no Buddha in the world, the difficulty of having worldly intelligence and powers in debate, the difficulty of being reborn in the long life heavens. The beings in the northern continent, Uttarakuru, have a very long lifespan. They live an average of 1,000 years. Life on that continent is extremely blissful. The difficulty is that the beings there have no opportunity to see the Buddha, hear the Dharma, or meet the Sangha. Therefore, living there is included among the 8 difficulties. The same is true for beings in the heavens. Although the lifespan is long, they have no chance to encounter the triple jewel, so that, too, is a difficulty. Having worldly intelligence and powers in debate refers to different branches of mundane knowledge, such as the fields of science. We try to express principles where there are no principles, and to give reasons when there aren't any. Being in the house, being hungry ghosts, being animals, or being blind, deaf, or mute are among the 8 difficulties. Then there is the suffering of being together with those one hates. This is when you move to get away from someone you can't stand, only to find that you get to the new place. There's a person just like him there. There is also the suffering of being apart from those one loves. You love someone especially, but circumstances force you to be apart. Again, there is a suffering of not obtaining what one seeks. When you don't have something that you want, you seek for it. But if you encounter this suffering, you fail to get what you seek. The raging blaze of the 5 skandhas form, feeling, thought, activity, and consciousness. The 5 skandhas burn like fire. They liberating beings from both large and small accidents. This can refer to untimely deaths, such as being killed in a motorbike accident, being crushed by a falling building, or any other fatal accident. They can also liberate beings from difficulty with thieves, difficulty with animals, with armies, difficulty with law, difficulty with imprisonment, difficulty with wind, fire, and water, and difficulty with hunger, thirst, and impoverishment. In response to their recitation, all these difficulties are eradicated. Sutra, because the first commands of the 10 directions are in accord with this mantra heart, they can serve good and wise advisors throughout the 10 directions. In the four space of awesome department, they make wish-fulfilling offerings. In the assemblies of as many first commands as there are sands in the Ganges, they are considered to be great Dharma princes. Commentary. Because the first commands of the 10 directions are in accord with this mantra heart, they can serve good and wise advisors throughout the 10 directions. They respectfully offer up their services to good and wise advisors. In the four aspects of awesome department, they make wish-fulfilling offerings. In the ceremony of offering to the triple jewel, their conduct is perfectly appropriate. In the assemblies of as many first commands as there are sands in the Ganges, they are considered to be great Dharma princes. They are the foremost disciples of the Buddha. Sutra. Because the first commands of the 10 directions practice this mantra hard, they can gather in and teach their relatives in the 10 directions, causing those of the small vehicle not to be frightened when they hear the secret treasury. Commentary. Because the first commands of the 10 directions practice this mantra hard, they can gather in and teach their relatives in the 10 directions. Buddhas have the 6 kinds of close relatives too, and they first gather in and teach those of their relatives who draw near to them. Why was it that when Shakyamuni Buddha became a Buddha, he went first to the Deer-wise Park to take across the 5 bhikshus? It is because those 5 bhikshus were his relatives in that present life and had been his relatives in lives past. They can teach them, causing those of the small vehicle, that is, their relatives who have fallen into studying the small vehicle dharmas, not to be frightened when they hear the secret treasury. When they hear the treasury of secrets told by the Buddha, the great vehicle dharma, they are not afraid. Sutra. Because the first commands of the 10 directions recite this mantra heart, they realize unsurpassed enlightenment while sitting beneath the Bodhi tree, and they enter parinirvana. Commentary. Because the first commands of the 10 directions recite this mantra heart, how do the first commands in the 10 directions become Buddhas? It is also because they recite this mantra heart. Recite means to repeat from memory without looking at the book. They realize unsurpassed enlightenment while sitting beneath the Bodhi tree and become Buddhas because they recite this mantra and they enter parinirvana. Sutra. Because the first commands of the 10 directions transmit this mantra heart, those to whom they have bequeathed the Buddha Dharma can, after their nirvana, dwell in it completely and uphold it. Being strict and pure about the precepts and rules, they can all obtain purity. Commentary. Because the first commands of the 10 directions transmit this mantra heart, those to whom they have bequeathed the Buddha Dharma can, after their nirvana, dwell in it completely and uphold it. After the Buddhas go to nirvana, people who inherit the Dharma from them know how to cultivate and to receive and uphold the Buddha Dharma. Being strict and pure about the precepts and rules, they can all obtain purity. It is because of the power of the mantra that they obtain purity and perfection. Sutra. If I were to explain this mantra, Proper Dharma of the cluster of light atop the crown of the Buddha's head, from morning till night, in an unceasing sound, without ever repeating any syllable or phrase, I could go on for as many kampas as there are sands in the Ganges and still never finish. Commentary. If I were to explain this mantra, Proper Dharma of the cluster of light atop the crown of the Buddha's head, from morning till night, in an unceasing sound, without ever repeating any syllable or phrase, the mantra Proper Dharma refers to the Shurangama mantra, the durable mantra, the mantra of the great white canopy. I could go on for as many kampas as there are sands in the Ganges and still never finish. I would never come to the end of my explanation of the Shurangama mantra, hearts, merits, and virtues, and wonderful functions. Sutra. I also will tell you that this mantra is called the crown of the first command. Commentary. I also will tell you that this mantra is called the crown of the first command. That's another name for it. Sutra. All of you with something left to study who have not yet put an end to the cycle of rebirth and yet have brought forth sincere resolve to become arhats will find it impossible to sit in a Buddhimanda and be far removed in body and mind from all demonic deeds if you do not hold this mantra. Commentary. All of you with something left to study who have not yet put an end to the cycle of rebirth are still caught in the turning wheel of the six paths, and yet you have brought forth sincere resolve to become arhats. You would like to attain the fruition of arhatship, but you will find it impossible to sit in a Buddhimanda and be far removed in body and mind from all demonic deeds if you do not hold this mantra. If you want to become an arhat and yet do not hold this mantra, or if you want to sit in a Buddhimanda and become a Buddha and yet have a part in demonic activities, either physically or mentally, you're attempting the impossible. In other words, you must recite this mantra to be free of demonic doings. If you don't hold this mantra, you cannot sit in the Buddhimanda, nor can you stay away from the deeds of demons. Sutra. Ananda, let any living being of any country in any world copy out this mantra in writing on materials native to his region, such as birch bark, pacha, plain paper, or white cotton cloth, and store it in a pouch containing incense. If that person wears the pouch on his body, or if he keeps a copy in his home, then you should know that even if he understands so little that he cannot recite it from memory, he will not be harmed by any poison during his entire life. Commentary. The functions of the mantra are discussed here. Ananda, let any living beings of any country in any world. This means that in this world or another world, or in any one of the limitless worlds, a person may copy out this mantra in writing on materials native to his region. The person could be American, English, French, German, Japanese, Chinese, Indian, Thai, Burmese, Ceylonese, or a citizen of any other country at all. Perhaps he writes on birch bark or on pacha, which are palm leaves or plain paper or white cotton cloth. Whether he writes it out on paper or cloth or some other material that can be written on doesn't matter, and he can copy it carefully and respectfully or write it out casually in longhand. Let him store it in a pouch containing incense. If that person wears the pouch on his body, or if he keeps a copy in his home, then you should know that even if he understands so little that he cannot recite it from memory, he will not be harmed by any poison during his entire life. If the person doesn't have a good memory, or if he is muddle-headed and can't recite the mantra well, he can write the mantra out and wear it in a little bag, or he can write it out and hang it on the wall of his house. If someone does that, he will go through his entire life without being poisoned. There are strong and weak poisons, but no matter what kind it is, it cannot harm him.